Hello, fellow guitar players. Hi there, everybody. Greg Allen with you once again to do yet another guitar review. I'm sorry if I'm peaking my levels a little bit here. This one is something I've never even heard of before. This was donated to my church, and I thought I'd bring it home and show it to you and review it for you. I've reset the action on this thing. I've restrung it, tweaked it as much as I could, and I'll reserve judgment till the end here. Let me tell you a little bit about it. If you look online, it really doesn't tell you a whole lot about it. It's a Kansas. Familiar headstock, if you look at it. It looks, and it is, it's made by Cort. It's built really well. I mean, I'll say that for it. It's the fit and the finish between the neck joint here and the body is real nice. The neck's got a satin finish, which is kind of nice. The paint job's really nice looking. I don't know what kind of wood this is because, again, there's no information for this thing online. In fact, if you go to Google or Bing and you do a search on Kansas guitars, it pulls up some guitar music store in Kansas. So I did find out it was made by Cort, though, which, you know, that company, and I think it starts with a K. They're overseas, and they make, oh no, they start with an M. Can't remember the name of it. I'll have to look it up, and I'll post it over here somewhere. That makes most of your Japanese guitars. But let me tell you a little bit about this. The wood I don't know, like I said earlier, but the way the neck plate is put on here is really nice. It's got that plastic piece there, just like my red Squier Stratocaster I talked about. The body's real nice. Like I said, everything, the fit and the finish, passes the pick test, and even the credit card test for that matter. All the joints are really tight. It's got I believe that's a maple neck, looks like it. Rosewood fingerboard, smaller frets, smaller than the medium jumbos. Plastic nut, budget string trees. Looks like some Schaller knockoff tuners. But where this thing really lacks, and a vintage tremolo system. 5-position switch, volume, tone, tone. Where it lacks is in the pickups. The pickups are really weak. And I'll show you. Bypassing everything here, I'm running through my Orange Crush amp. I'm running my DoD G7 effects processor, which is bypassed right now. You hear that buzzing? Which I guess is customary of single coil pickups. Well, it is. Of course it is. That's why we make humbuckers. But here's this thing clean on the neck position. It just doesn't feel that great. Now, of course, in the second position right here, which cancels your hum because you got two pickups going on here. I mean, not too bad right there. Then your third position, which is the middle pickup. It's another thing, it won't stay in tune either. Now, granted, I've got newer strings on this, but they've been on for a week, so you think they'd break in by now. And I've been playing it a little bit. Now, here's the third position. These are between the middle and the bridge pickup. Whoops. And then, of course, your fifth position, which is just the neck pickup there. So it is what it is, I guess. I mean, it's not a bad little guitar. I mean, if you're a beginner, I guess it's better than a First Act, one of the cheaper line First Act. Not saying anything bad against First Act. They make some decent guitars, especially the Volkswagen guitar, which I'm looking at purchasing at the beginning of the next year. But the, I don't know. I'm just not a fan. I'm thinking if you're going to spend the kind of money that you might spend to get a Kansas guitar, you may as well just get a Squier Stratocaster or a Squier Telecaster. Because in my mind, for the money, you're going to get better pickups. You're going to get better workmanship. It's probably even made by the same company, but for whatever reason, I'm just not a fan of this one. So, hey, one that I wouldn't recommend. I mean, I had another one too. I mean, the ML over here, which, again, that one I would recommend if you're not going to bang it around, because that Polonia wood is really light and prone to dings. But, again, Kansas Strat copy. Not a fan, but if you're a beginner, you might like it. So you can probably check one out. Got something else here I want to show you guys. Let me turn around here and get it out of the case. Oh, really? I'll latch this back latch. Okay. My wife bought me this several years ago. I think back in 94 or 95. We found it at a garage sale. Yeah, look at that. So 1970, between 1970 and 1975, Epiphone EA250. I'm really pumped about this. Because it's a vintage guitar, for one. They're a budget guitar. They are probably about $350 or something like that, $250, $350. New. They were made in Japan when Gibson had sold Epiphone, or not sold Epiphone, when they bought Epiphone and moved it overseas, stopped making things in the United States in Kalamazoo. But this thing, we got it for $5. Yeah, you heard me right, $5. Didn't have the electronics, obviously, because you don't see any right there. So I bought some P90s that I should be getting here in the next few weeks. And they're Epiphone P90s. I'm going to put them in there along with the electronics. Hook this thing up and see how this bad boy sounds. So watch my video for that. Yeah, it's the Epiphone EA250. Let me put it away here. And finally, coming up on the end of the year, I'll do a recap on all these guitars here that I reviewed, a year in review, whether or not I would recommend them, so you want to stay tuned for that. But today, it was the Kansas Strat copy. With another guitar review, this is Gregg Allen. I want to encourage you guys to have a great week, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.